Do you even have the right, as an American, to sleep in America? I mean, to sleep, to rest your head, to lay down. I would say that this is not a right. It's, again, a conditional privilege. If you have the money to afford a house in which you can have a bed and lay down, or even just a carpet, then yes, then you have a privilege of sleeping. But again, even that property which you are claimed to own, you don't really own, because you're paying rent to the tax man. So it's really just a privilege. If you get laid off and lose your job, and let's say you're, living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, like most Americans, at least in my observation, most Americans seem to be living paycheck to paycheck. Then, let's say you lose your house. Do you have the freedom to go out in the woods and sleep? No, you don't. That's illegal. The cops will come eventually and find you and tell you to move. Where? We're not told. Sometimes they'll refer you to a homeless shelter that is run by a bunch of Christian fundamentalists who forcefully indoctrinate and shove their jeebus down your throat in order just to get a meal and a crappy night's sleep where everybody's up talking and bullshitting. So, do you have the right to sleep in America? No, you have designated free sleep zones, okay? Just like the designated free speech zones, okay? You don't really have the right to sleep in America. In fact, whether they outright say it or not, homelessness is just illegal in America. Again, you can't go there's nowhere you can run to, there's nowhere you can go other than a mission or a county run, homeless shelter, which, by the way, often look like prisons with their barbed wire fences inverted. It's ridiculous. I took a tour of one here in Raleigh not too long ago that actually looked just like a county jail. It even had a stationed sheriff inside the facility. And they run everybody's social security numbers, and the FBI has been there looking for people. They do, I think it's some sort of fingerprint scan and some other things. So, yes, it's very big-time government. So you don't really have the right to be homeless in America. You don't have the right to sleep, to lay down your head in America. Because again, rights in America are only preserved by money. And if you don't have money, well, guess what? You don't have rights. You don't have rights either way, but you don't even really have privileges in its strictest sense. So, homelessness is a big deal. On my Open Air Atheist channel, I did a documentary on homelessness called Residentially Impaired in America. You can check that out if you would like. It's a rather lengthy movie. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. It's a series of interviews with people who work in charity for the homeless, for those who are destitute, and I also interviewed homeless people. And I've been homeless myself, so I'm speaking from first-hand experience. You don't have the right to sleep in America. Okay? That's just the way it is. You don't have it. The cops will come and kick you out of your camp. Let's say you were camped out and you were saving enough money, to get your own place, to get a room or whatever. And you had got laid off, so you were in a tent, and it was only supposed to be temporary. The cops do not give a shit. They will come and ransack your place and destroy your property in most places. So steal your property and haul it off and dump it who knows where. They do not care about your needs, period. Just like the Gestapos in Nazi Germany, they are just following orders, okay? So again, I hate to be redundant here, but the right to sleep, the basic necessities, you don't really have that. Now let's talk about the right to use the bathroom if you're homeless. Do you have a right to use the bathroom? No. Because if you are, let's say you go off somewhere in the bush or something to take a dump because no business will allow you in their place, which seems to be an increasing problem, because it's customers only, then you're kind of fucked, aren't you? Where are you going to use the bathroom? Now, let's say you're using the bathroom. You go out into the woods and you find some leaves to wipe your ass with. If you get caught doing that, you can get an automatic felony, indecent exposure. You could become labeled a sex offender. So you don't even have a right to take a shit in America. Again, all you really have is the privileges waiting to be revoked. And even those privileges that you supposedly have, you only have if you have the money to preserve those privileges. So you don't really have the right to take a shit, to sleep. You don't have these rights, okay? So, yes, I want to leave it there and maybe come back to this subject in a later video, perhaps. So, as I said in the last couple videos, please rate, comment, subscribe. If you're going to comment, if you're going to make a video response, all I ask is that you be respectful, that you launch counter arguments that are logical, that are not ad hominem attacks or appealing to ridicule or things like that, but you actually, treat me how you would want to be treated. If you fail to comply, I will simply ignore you. It's that simple. I've made the decision that I'm not going to block anyone from this channel unless they, start like doing some crazy shit, like trolling or something. So, peace out.